Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing beautifully well. For today's valued viewer request, we've got from the Gunfighter 45 ACP. How about the Jardine incident? An F-18 performing CAS, close air support, is diverted to interdict an Su-22 in 2017. The Jardine shoot-down incident occurred on 18th June 2017 when a USN A-18E, so a Super Hornet, shot down a Syrian Air Force Su-22 fighter with an AIM-120 AMRAAM missile after it reportedly attacked US-backed Syrian Democratic Forces positions in the town of Jardine, south of Tabqa. It was the first time the US shot down a manned aircraft since 1999 and the first time with the FA-18E variant. That's actually really interesting, so it's the first time in 18 years. Wowza. Earlier in the day, on 18 June, Syria regime forces attacked SDF positions in Jardine, wounding several fighters, prompting coalition aircraft to respond with a show of force, stopping the attack. Several airstrikes also had been conducted by pilots on board the George H.W. Bush on ISIL targets in Syria. After their pre-mission briefing, FA-18E pilots Lieutenant Commander Michael Mob Tremel, callsign Freedom 33, and wingman Jeff Kruger, callsign Freedom 34, was sent out as the second wave of aircraft from the carrier into Syria that day. Alongside Tremel and his wingman were two FA-18Cs. The four fighters took the northern route along Syria's coastline through Russian and Turkish air defense range and headed towards the city of Raqqa. Once over the city, they established communication with the Joint Terminal Air Control JTAC, who was on the ground just south of Al-Tabqa. They entered into close air support overhead the air controller and began waiting for any strikes to be called in from friendly SDF forces fighting on the ground. During this, a Russian Air Force Su-27 appeared and began flying overhead. Wow, how worrying is that? You're doing CAS over Raqqa and suddenly a flanker, a full air-to-air flanker just turns up. Shoot down Tremel, who's having problems with his targeting pod. Well, that never happens. That never happens. A T-pod, a problematic T-pod. So it's good to know at least real T-pods get bugged as well. Began tracking the Russian jet with what, I don't know, Mark 1 eyeball, radar, T-pod, don't know, as well as checking his radar for any more aircraft while the three others stayed in close air support mode. At this point, another aircraft appeared on his radar moving at fast speeds. Tremel, believing it to be Syrian, moved to intercept and identified it as a Syrian Air Force Su-22 fighter. Upon identification, Tremel got on radio with an airborne command and control post and began sending warnings to the Syrian aircraft for it to divert its course. When that failed, of course it failed, Tremel flew over the fighter's canopy and shot off flares, so he headbutted him. How interesting. When that also failed to change the aircraft's course, the Su-22 was in range of friendly forces of the ground and at 6:43 p.m. local time, dived down and dropped ordnance on SDF fighters in the town of Jardine, causing injuries. Wow, so they let it bomb. Following the rules of engagement, Tremel locked onto the aircraft with an AIM-9 Sidewinder, fired the Su-22 shot off flares and was able to successfully avoid the missile. Tremel then quickly locked on with an AIM-120 AMRAAM missile and fired at the Syrian aircraft, successfully reaching the fighter and blowing up the jet's backside. The Syrian army claimed that the Su-22 was on a mission to strike Daesh, ISIL, when the downing occurred. One thing I've got to say, this region, as we're learning about it slowly, is so incredibly complex it's almost impossible to understand what's going on here in its entirety. The one thing that's for sure, and that is that Su-22 Syrian pilot knew that that Hornet was there, obviously because of the headbutt. He knew exactly what was going to happen if he dropped his bombs, and yet he went and dropped his bombs anyway. So that's an interesting insight into the pilot or the Air Force doctrine. Thoughts before we go do it, RC?
No thoughts.
Okay, here's myself and RC. We are in the FA-18Cs. We are 43 and 44, I think. We are on our way to Raqqa for General CAS. Here is the JTAC and the forces that are going to be bombed down here at Jardine near Al-Tabqa. Here is the Su-22 fighter of the Syrian Air Force that's going to come in and do the bombing under our noses. We've also got super bugs simulated in here, which are not going to do anything. And we're going to have a hostile Su-27 that's going to come in. Are you ready, RC? We've got a pretty weird-looking double ugly CAS loadout with a couple of air-to-air missiles just in case for those close encounters. We're on our way to Raqqa. Jardine's over to our right. We're waiting for orders for the CAS from the JTAC. Supercap ARC, this is the United States ground-based JTAC. We have identified an Su-22 moving from the north. Please interdict. Okay, RC, let's turn left. Let's try and find this guy. Oh, we've got a GBU. Super gap going. Offensive. Setting my radar up. Pew. Pew, pew, pew. Pew. Okay. So it's going to be west from us, we think.
Got him.
I got him. Yep. Okay, let's move in for an interdiction and a preliminary headbutt. Okay, let's lock that son of a gun. Okay, 9 miles. And I've got my T-pod tracking, I think. 6 miles. Four miles. Not changed course. Appears to be Su-22 with bomb load. Okay, I am going to come up behind him, RC. Radar says it's 400 knots, thereabouts. Okay, I'm going to give him a quick headbutt. You cover him from behind, RC. Going over the top. Flares out. Check my flares are good.
Oh, just
What's up? Is he still on course?
I think he was avoiding your flares or something.
Well, he's still on course by the looks of it.
He's back on course. Yep.
Let's follow him. Trying to smack into you. Okay, getting on the comms. Hey, douchebag! Hey, douchey Syrian guy! Can you please not bomb our allied forces? You listen to me! Oh, so he's not listening. What the heck?
I don't think he's listening to you.
I'm even using proper international
like
radio
you're
etiquette.
invisible.
No, I'm not invisible. No, Supercat will never be invisible to the world. That's my mission. Right. Well, I guess it is. Oh, hold. He's doing something. RC is doing something. He's leveling out again. What's he doing? We're coming up to our forces.
Lining up.
We're coming up to our forces. Don't drop it. Don't you dare drop it. Don't drop that bomb! Don't drop those bombs, son! It's not worth it! Don't do it! Don't waste your life! Don't waste your life! He's actually not going to do it. I think, no, he's got bombs out, LC! Shoot him down! That's an order! We've lost... Oh, we've taken major hits! Right, where... Oh, you got him! Nice. That was unusually efficient of you, RC. Boom! Oh, I hit someone's house! Are you happy, RC? Why don't you ever watch for friendly fire considerations?
He hit our command center.
He did hit our command center. Well, the real life, he dodged our AMRAAM, our Sidewinder, and we used an AMRAAM, but it's hard to fake that, so that's just how it is. How do you feel about the interception of the Syrian Su-22 2017, RC?
That went well.
I hope you enjoyed that, and see you later.